Let's see. All right, perfect. All right. Hey, staffingpreneurs, D. Williams here. And today we are having our weekly live setup class. I hope all of you all are fired up. Fired up. I know y'all are. And today we are getting fired up. This is your weekly setup class. Your setup class is all about you starting your very own niche recruitment and staffing business. This is where you come and get your questions answered about the setup of your business. Before we get started, I want everybody, just as usual, first of all, we're live, so I want to be very transparent with everybody who's on the call this week. We are 100% live. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. Hey, IG. Hey, YouTube. Put your comments in. If this is your first time here and you're on YouTube, let me put some action in over here. Hold on one second. Hold on. I got to get some banners going. Hey, what's your name and where you chiming in from? So that's the first thing I want to know. What's your name? Where you chiming in from? What's your niche? If you're watching live, if you're in my regular setup class, I'm so glad to see you here. Make sure that you send your greetings in the chat box and let everyone know that you're here. Say your salutations. That's very important. And then we're going to dive into our weekly call, right? We're going to dive into our normal announcements. So a few things first. Before I get into our announcements, I just want to let y'all know our merch store is up. I'm going to pull the screen up in a minute. So be ready. I want y'all to get your Staffingpreneurs Academy t-shirts, get your Staffingpreneur shirts. We have nurse staffingpreneur shirts. We have tech staffingpreneur shirts. We have healthcare staffingpreneur shirts. We have Staffingpreneurs Academy shirts. We have mugs, fanny packs, yoga mats, aprons, backpacks, mugs, tumblers. I mean, the list goes on. You've got to get your merch because it's fire. That's all I'm going to say. I work out in my merch, not this one, but I do work out in my merch. Okay, so I'll get to that in a minute, but let's talk a little bit about what's going on with you starting your staffing business. Now, if you come here every week, you know every week I'm going to come with the same information in regards to the things that you should be thinking about when starting your niche recruitment and staffing business. The first thing I want to tell y'all is this. The relationship is everything. I had this conversation lightly yesterday with one of my clients. Back in the day, it was all about the relationship. People only do business with people they liked and that they knew. Candidates worked with companies that they felt comfortable with. It was about the business, okay? It was about the relationship of the business. Over time, when technology came in, I'm going to tell you the truth, things became very transactional, right? Everybody wanted to do things like right now, so fast, so quick. And the relationship kind of got lost in the sauce, especially in the healthcare space, And so this kind of system and regiment started to happen. And that's kind of what we have been experiencing over the last 5 to 7 years, maybe even 10 years. But recently, you all know the world is changing. People are becoming more sensitive, right? You already know what I'm talking about, becoming more sensitive. And not only are people becoming more sensitive, but they are in this space where it's not enough to be transactional and it's not enough to work with a company that sees them as just another client, another number. It's just not acceptable, right? Now, people are looking for the relationship. They're looking for the meaningful relationship. They're looking to understand that you're trying to do business with them because you genuinely want to support them, not just because you're looking for a check, or that you're genuinely looking to support someone in their career, not just because you're looking to make a placement. Those things are very, very, very important, okay? So when you start to think about that and you're starting your niche recruitment and staffing business, it's very important to think about, to know, and to remember that the relationship is everything. Who you do business with, who you start the relationship with, how you start the relationship with, how you manage the relationship, how you engage with people to create the relationship. It's not about getting the contract. That's the end result of the relationship. It's not about making the placement. That's the end result of the relationship. Your job is to know everyone in the industry, both client, both candidate. That is your job. And then once you know them and you start to build a solid pipeline of talent and start building strong relationships with employers, your business will organically grow. I hope y'all are fired up today. D. Williams is fired up today. I hope y'all are fired up. Come on, let's get that energy up, y'all. Let's get that energy up, okay? So people do business with people they like, know, and trust. Your job is to build relationships with people so that they can get to like you, know you, and trust you, okay? That's number one. Number two, I want you to understand that you have two things that needs to take place, okay? Three things. One, I want you to know that everybody is not looking for a job, and that's okay. Your job is just to get to know them. I want you to know that most people are not on job boards, even though most of you are going to go there first. You don't use your job boards for the reason of finding people. If you're in the professional solution space, you use the job boards for SEO. You use the job boards to get your brand out, your awareness, not necessarily for to find that talent, even though if good talent pops up, we're like, oh, we're in business, right? But so that's the second thing I want you to know. I want you to understand. I want you to have perspective. And I want you to have perspective because as you're building your niche recruitment and staffing business, you want to build strategies. Many of you out here are starting a business by putting up a website and having contracts, and you're saying, okay, and legalizing the business, and you think your business is up and going. And we know that's not the situation, right? We know it takes a lot more to actually lay the foundation down of a business. And a part of setting up your business is having solid strategies that you can look at and that you can say, okay, this is the direction that I want to go in order to create the relationship with the client or in order to create the relationship with the candidate. And this is the direction that I want to go in order to maintain and retain the relationship with the client and the candidate. And that's a process. It's two things happening simultaneously and yet separately. And so if that's the case, then you have to have initial reach out strategies, and you also have to have follow-up strategies. And the fortune is in the follow-up, not in the initial reach out. Many of you, when I say that, you all have no clue what I'm talking about, or you say, okay, I kind of get it, D, but I want you to understand how you reach out to these potential clients and candidates are going to be very different, and it's going to be a different process, and how you reach out and how you maintain and manage those relationships once you get them. You need strategies for both. Very, 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 very important. You got to think that through and get your strategies together. And when we start talking about strategies, it's specifically the follow-up strategy. I want you to understand that the fortune is in the follow-up. It's never in the first phone call. It's never in the first meeting. It's never in the first interaction. It never is. It's always in the follow-up. It's how many times you follow up over the phone, in person, via text, via email, via remarketing on social media, however, it's how you follow up. It's whatever strategy you have created that you have decided this is the method that I'm going to use to follow up so that I can build that solid relationship, because I understand that the fortune is not in the first phone call. The fortune is in the follow-up. And I didn't make this up. This is sales, but it's 12, 24. I've even heard 28 times that someone needs to feel your follow-up or experience your follow-up, or you need to have 28 touch points for them to decide that they want to do business with you. And most of you only have one form of method to follow up and one form of conversations, which leads me to my next thing before we get into your questions. The lines are open. Put your questions in the inbox. Let me know who you are, where you calling from, what's your niche. We are fired up on this Tuesday. You better believe it, all right? Now, that leads me to my next comment, okay, staffingpreneurs? Like when we're getting into this business, one of the first things that a lot of you do is research, and y'all do unnecessary research that is not going to lead to something that is going to be valuable for you in your business. When you're in this setup class, the first module we go through, the first piece of this course, which now in the new course is the 0-100 course, is your niche. You cannot start up as a 1, 2, 3-man staffingpreneur without niching your business out. And niching your business out is not just about identifying what industry you want to work in and identifying what job titles you want to fill. It's about also understanding the nuances, the ins and outs of your industry, so that you will be able to understand where you need to go to find your talent, where you need to go to find your employers, what conversation you need to have to engage in that initial reach out strategy, what conversations you need to have in order to have your follow-up strategy, what titles do you want to have on your lead magnet so that you can generate inbound lead generation? What type of conversations do you need to have on your outbound lead generation so that you can acquire new talents and you have the control to do that? All of that starts with your niche overview worksheet. Your strategies cannot be developed without your niche overview worksheet. Your conversation and your scripts cannot be developed without your niche overview worksheet. Your niche overview worksheet is everything. If you have bullshitted on it, if you have been lollygagging with it, if you don't feel like you took it seriously from the beginning, go back to the beginning of the business and flush out your business. I guarantee you, any company you see out here making billions of dollars did not do this without market research. That niche overview worksheet is your market research. It is your $1 million playbook, or your $1 billion one, depending on what type of staffing business you are planning on engaging and launching and running, right? So very, very, very important stuff, okay? Very important stuff. How many people are fired up about today's class? Put a 1 in the box if you're fired up. We're about to open this class up a little bit more. The lines are open. I want you to put your questions in the inbox. Let's open this view up and see who's here. We got a lot of folks here. Hey, make sure y'all say hello to each other this morning. Cassandra's here. Kawana's here. Jessica's here. Larry's here. Raquel's here. Lucy's here. Catherine's here. Bendu's here. Alexandria's here. Tony's here. Brianna's here. Michelle, I think I said your name right. I hope so, because I think I always beat it up. Is here. Maria is here. Who was that? Taiwo on Becoming Agile. Who is that? That's here. My Vicky is here. Yvonne's here. Then we've got folks listening in. And then let's just see who's online. We've got Erica online and Instagram. HR Advice is online on Instagram. Who else we got here? Billionaire Black Woman is on Instagram. Thick Keisha 912. Hey, Thick Keisha. On there. Jessica's on the line. She said, we are fired up, D. Williams. I love that energy. Y'all know I get fired up with that energy. Let's go in on my group and we're going to share the screen and see who got us fired up on, hold on, let's see, in our chat. Hold on one second. Oh man, we got 16 comments. We got qualifiers on there. By the way, you're looking fresh, healthy. Oh, I like that. And you have some wonderful energy from where we started following you. Thank you. I look forward to seeing your success. Newman, remarkable transformation. And did I transform? I appreciate that love. I love it. Peter is here. Hey, Peter. Hey, Mawabi D is hustling. You already know I'm on my A game. Jackie's in the house. Lewis. Hey, Jackie, I miss your face, love. Harold. Hey, Harold, I miss you. Veronica, I missed you. Look at all my staffingpreneurs getting it in. Look at that. Charlene, where you been? Oh, my gosh. This is so amazing. Hey, Taylor. All right, listen. Qualified said we opening up these lines. Let's get fired up in here. Put your likes and your hearts and your fires in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. This is your setup class. For my class that's here on Zoom with me, I want your questions. I love, Maria says she is fired up. I love to see that energy. Jackie said yes. We are fired up in this room today. All right. Hey, Raquel in the house. All right. So let's start off. We have our first question on YouTube. Qualifies, we do government contracting, not Fed yet. And commercial staffing, tech, HR, admin, and some one-offs. I love that. What's going on in your world? How is business going? How is business floating in your world? Hey, Kosi, who's up today? Hey, Mark Murphy in the house. Mark, what is going on? Let's get this thing started. I done already heard you coming back and you coming back strong. Like, let's do this thing, Mark. Let's get this thing going. The new year's coming in, y'all. And we're in the last 2 weeks. This is not the time to take it easy and to slow down. Organizations absolutely need you. I don't care what niche space you are in. I don't care how many objections you are receiving. The time is now. Hiring never dies. Okay, you coming back? Okay, perfect. Hiring never dies. It never dies. They always need you. It is your job to get in and to be a solutions provider for these organizations. So let's talk about setting up your niche recruitment and staffing business. First question we've got, how do you set up your CRM in regards to reaching potential clients, i.e. follow-up tasks, calls, emails, marketing? First, it's really important to have an amazing applicant tracking system. We call it an ATS. Let me see you put ATS in the chat box. ATS, put ATS in the chat box. You have to have an ATS. Let's start with this conversation. If you're dealing with a coach who's telling you you don't need an ATS, are you in fast? Okay? I don't care what they say. If they say you're going to save money, they're lying. Okay, and they're rookies and don't understand the importance of the applicant tracking system. Your ATS is a compliance issue. It's about being compliant with people's information, their secure information on your computer. You need an applicant tracking system. And a great applicant tracking system has a CRM already built into it. We have relationships in Staffing for Entrepreneurs Academy with 3 or 4 major applicant tracking system companies. We focus on one, and we've got a new one coming on that we're going to be focusing on a little bit more aggressively as well. But your applicant tracking system is where you need to be, is where you need to have. And setting up your ATS is all about being super organized, okay? Your ATS and your CRM should be one. It should be one engine, not 2 engines, not 3 engines, not 4 engines, one engine. They work together because your leads are just as important. Your client leads are just as important as your candidate leads. Your employer leads are just as important as your candidate leads. So you should have it. So if your ATS does not have that, hit that button that says export out and find an applicant tracking system that does. Okay, so I'm watching this conversation come around. Okay, we have an ATS, but also wanted to keep our ER. Why do you want to keep them separate? Because your clients become your candidates and your candidates become your clients. Your clients become your candidates and your candidates become your clients. Put a 1 in the box if that resonated with you. How many times have you been on the phone with an employer and they say, call me later after today. I might want to talk to you about you finding me a job. How many times have your candidates been promoted to an employer? Why would you have them in 2 separate systems? They are one. Every employer can become a candidate and every candidate can become an employer. So they need to be together. The marketing needs to be in there together. The emails need to be in there together. The text messages need to be in there together. The conversations, every conversation you have with a person needs to be tracked in your ATS. I'm so fired up today. So fired up, okay? Come on now. Kosie's in the house. Cosie's in the house. He said, interesting. That's true. It is true. I already know. I've been doing this for a long time. Many times they always do the wink on the side. You already know. So you definitely don't want to put them in separate systems. You definitely want to keep them in the same system. Okay? Very, very, very important. Y'all wait. I got a new ATS company coming out, and this is going to be the most fire y'all ever seen. Trust and believe. Can an ATS serve as both on one brand or platform? Yeah, really it can. It just depends on the company that you're connecting with, the company that you're deciding to do business with your applicant tracking system. And listen, there are a lot of applicant tracking systems on the market, and they are growing every day. Like, they're becoming more and more intuitive. I feel like, and y'all didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you, I feel like recruiting is always a step behind everything. It's a step behind in the porn industry from the perspective if they understood how to do video interviews a long time ago before we did in staffing. right? We're a step behind in digital marketing. They were online, they're selling things online and infomercials. Staffing has always been a step behind. That's why in this program, especially in the new program, we're getting into all of the newer things that are coming to light. The automations, the inbound marketing, the outbound marketing, making sure your SEO is structured properly, making sure your Zapier is set up on the back end and you're moving all the different apps and applications that need to be connected. Your ATS is the hub of everything. Your ATS is the hub of everything. It is your starting point. The question is, are you still with Crelate for 2023? I am still with Crelate for 2023, but in March or April of 2023, we're bringing on a new provider, and we'll be working with that new provider in addition to Crelate. And we also still work with Loxo as well as one of our main ATS providers. Michael, shout out to Michael over at Loxo. He's amazing. He's the owner over there. Shout out to Aaron over at Crelate. He's amazing over there. If you are interested in signing up with Crelate, you can go to crelate.com/DEE. Okay. And then, like I said, we have a new platform coming out, and I'll be doing a lot of demos on the new platform so you all will be able to see. And if you all want to, when you get done with the ATS you with, if you want to move over to the new platform, if you can't, you can. If you want to stay with the one you're with, you can do that. I just want y'all to find an ATS and utilize it for compliance, because you want to be compliant. At the end of the day, everybody's calling me, how do I get compliant? How do I get compliant? Let's start with your applicant tracking system. Let's start with, I'm tired of people calling me, telling me they signing up with these coaches who are telling them to use a daggone Excel spreadsheet, knowing y'all got private, confidential information in. Run, y'all. Okay? Run, okay? Run. Catherine, do you recommend Crelate Omni or Crelate Higher End or Deliver? I do. I do feel like they're a little bit pricey for a small business when you start adding them on. I do feel like a lot of the features are needed. We do have a discount with the D. Williams program, and I'm not sure how far or how much that discount is per se, but I will say those are very beneficial add-ons to your business. They even have a version where you can integrate your VMS, which I think is a major value add, because, you know, manually you're doing everything in 2-3 different systems. So, but when I go in, and I haven't talked to Aaron, updated on the pricing, see if we can get a better, you know, discount for the staffingpreneurs. I might need to go grovel. Y'all tag Aaron. You're going to be like D. Williams. But we got to tag Aaron and see if Aaron will hook us up. But they do have a lot of new features to Crelate that would be beneficial for your business. I want you to go through the demo, make sure it makes sense for you and your business. The D. Williams setup will allow you to have everything you need at the basic level. Anything else you add on top of that, that's a bonus for you. But at the basic level, all you need is the D. Williams Business Plus package. But if you want to add more on, that's totally up to you. You are not required to do so. On the VMS integrations. Yep, that's exactly right. So it's going to be totally up to you. But if everything that you need, and it is somewhat manual, but not really, because I got that thing set up so tight. Whenever you buy into an ATS, it comes completely empty. Okay. So it just comes with like just kind of basic information. One of the reasons that I love Crelate is they allowed me to insert your process right into the system on your behalf. So for people who aren't following the instructions in the training, the process is already built into Crelate for you. And I even add some of the templates that I've used in my business and that I currently use in my business, so that you can go in and get an idea of what your template should look like. And then you can go in and restructure those templates specific to your business. But the work that we're going to be doing in 2023 is freaking phenomenal. We're going to be diving way more into lead generation on the employer side. We're going to be learning how to go in and find talent beyond LinkedIn, beyond Facebook. A lot of you nurses are complaining all the time about the nurses, the quality of nurses. Don't be mad at me, Facebook, but the quality of nurses on Facebook. You all are all coming from the same candidate base, but you all are not looking at what else is out there. First of all, everybody's not on the internet. Second of all, everybody's not on Facebook. Third of all, everybody's not on LinkedIn. Fourth of all, everybody's not on IG. Everybody's not on Twitter. There are more places in the world and online for you to find talent that your competitors are not even thinking about. That's why y'all lucky to have me. I'm going to keep it modest today just because I'm feeling too cute to be like flossing. But I mean, that's what you paid for, to be able to get the advantage over other people, right? To be able to have the competitive advantage over other staffing agencies. You hired a coach who's going to show you the ins and outs and how to get the things that other people are unable to get. High five. Show me some love on that one. Hey, come on now. Let them know. Let them know, my group, who they got right here, who their coach is. Let them know. All right. And if you're interested, we'll put a link up. If you're interested in joining Staffingpreneurs Academy, you want assistance, it's not an option. You want to be compliant, it's not an option. You want to set your business up the right way, it is not an option. One of the reasons why people are having negative experiences with employers is because a lot of people are popping up, starting staffing businesses with no regard to what the industry is doing as a whole, with no instruction on how the business actually works, and that are charging the stupidest prices, whether they're too expensive or way less. You need a coach so that you can get in and become a key player in the market space. AMN Healthcare, I'm just using them for example, 4.8 billion, 12 to 17% of the market share. There is space for you, but it ain't space for you if you're not able to be compliant, if you're getting audited by IRS and whoever else because you're not set up properly. If you don't have any strategies, you're out here just talking to random people, saying random stuff, pissing hiring managers off because you're claiming you have talent when you don't. And when you do, it's the same talent they're already getting from someone else. Somebody say hello. Y'all know what I'm saying is true. Real talk. All of these things are happening and it's destroying the staffing industry. Staffingpreneurs Academy is about doing things the right way. And I want you all doing things the right way. I want you all getting in and doing things the right way. This business of staffing is about impacting lives. Every last one of you have had a job in your lifetime and have dealt with a sorry A recruiter or somebody in the recruiting department that does not care about you, or you've taken a job that you really didn't want. You just took it because you needed it. Somebody has been an employer who has hired somebody that they know is not going to work out for the job, but they were just in a dire need, so they did it anyway. And there are a lot of employers out there working with staffing agencies who do not know anything, who do not know what they're doing, and they're being burnt. And for that reason, you all are having a hard time getting in the door. But let me tell you what wins every time. It's the relationship that you build. It's the authenticity of the conversations that you're having about the problems that you want to solve for those employers, about the conversations that you want to have with candidates to let them know that you're a champion for them and that you're going to be there with them on their career path, and you're a part of that. You want to be a part of their ecosystem. Genuinely. That's what staffing is about. And as a staffingpreneur, you are a niche specialty boutique firm. You are not AMN. You are not Manpower. You are not Randstad. You are not. They have hundreds of employees, thousands of employees all over the globe. That is not you. That is not your position. Your position, you're small. You can build a relationship. You can be authentic. You can be real. You build relationships with talent that those large agencies don't even have access to. You're different. You come to the table differently. I need you all to understand your value and your worth. You're not chasing after employers or candidates. You're building real, authentic relationships to support them on their journey for wherever they are. And that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. Let's get fired up. Let's show some love. Come on. Let's get that energy up. You got to have some fun with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be all in here and have that. You got to have some fun with it. This is the work that we're doing. This is positive work that we're doing in the universe. And that good energy comes back to you tenfold. It comes back tenfold, okay? Okay, Qualify says, Sometimes, D, it's hard to categorize, put potential clients in categories. For example, who we want to send holiday messages to, staffing services, etc. How do you choose to categorize your clients, your potential clients? So first of all, potential clients are considered to be prospects. Clients who've signed a contract with you are clients. So that's how you separate them, and your applicant tracking system should do that for you, right? There should be a difference between a lead or a prospect. So a prospect is somebody you want to do business with. A lead is someone you pretty much qualified and you feel like this is somebody that we started a conversation and we can have some activity with. And then a client is someone that actually has signed the contract with you. And so that way you categorize, you send a certain type of holiday card with a certain type of holiday message to the clients. You send a certain one to leads that you started conversations with, but have yet to close the deal with. And then you send a whole nother list to people that you want to do business with as a part of a holiday strategy to start the conversation. That's your initial reach out strategy. Hello. All right. That's a great question. And that's how you put things in categories time after time after time after time again. If this information has been valuable for you so far, put a fire emoji, a heart emoji, a like emoji, a clap emoji, put some love. Let me know that this is valuable, because the more you tell me, the more fired up I am. Yes, Jessica. Yes, Alexandria. Yes, Tony. See, we got to get that energy up there, y'all. We got to get that good energy going. That's what I'm talking about. If you're brand new to D. Williams and Staffingpreneurs Academy, I want you to go to staffingpreneursacademy.com, and I want you to click on the chat button in the right-hand side of the screen, and I want you to talk to one of our representatives, one of our enrollment specialists. I want y'all in this business and doing things the right way. There's a red chat button on the right bottom side of Staffingpreneurs Academy. I want you to talk to an enrollment specialist today. Let's get you into this course so you can get your business up the right way. Latasha Harris, 60K to 6 million, 3 years. Hello. Miss Elsa did 3 million in 3 months. Hello. Stephen in Delaware, from $13 an hour to over $1 million a year. Hello. Amber in Kansas, from 0 to, I think she's doing 987,000 this year. Hello. Do I need to keep going? Where's my girl over in Connecticut? Do I need to keep going? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. That doesn't even include the lives that we are impacting. Let's go. Come on, get that energy up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're talking about, impacting lives today. Okay? It's not a game here. We are not playing. It is not a game here, all right? I love Newman is all in. He's tapped in, y'all. I love Newman's energy. Hey, Newman. I love that. Cassie is on the line. I love Cassie. Y'all should check her out. She's got an amazing radio show. Cassie, put your radio show in the chat box so I can fill you out. Hey, Snow. Snow's in the house. I love that. Okay, Qualifies is back. Put your questions in the inbox. We've got about 20 more minutes. I want to answer any questions that you have. If you're in my class, I do not want you to be shy. I know I'm live today, but this is really your call. I'm just like getting everybody else fired up too, but this is your call. So if you've got questions, if you've been holding on to your questions all week and you're like here now and you're like, wait, these live, no, put your questions in the inbox. If you don't want to talk live, that's okay. Just put it in the inbox and I'll hook you up. But I do want to make sure that I'm here to support you this week, make sure that all your questions are being answered, because we're not going to see each other until next week. And I don't know that the Run It class is going to happen next week for anybody who's in my setup and Run It, because next Monday is considered a holiday and the Monday after is also considered a holiday. So I want to make sure that you all are getting all your questions answered, and we got 20 minutes left. Other than that, y'all know I'm just going to preach. I'm going to just do what I do best. Qualifies says, for a CEO of a small staffing business, what are best practices to organize how they break out their weekly calendar, admin tasks, events, learning, training? That is actually an outstanding question. So the question is, how do we, as an owner, how do we manage our calendar? And this is definitely a setup question, because getting organized from the very beginning is more important than waiting and being reactive and trying to get organized later on down the line. So first of all, I like to say, so few things. I got to ask a question. Are you an owner and you're recruiting, sourcing, selling and all of that? Or are you an owner and your team is doing all of those things and you're solely taking the management aspect? Because those are two totally different types of schedules, right? If you are an owner and you're managing your team, then you're going to spend a lot of your time focusing on it. You have a full team, meaning you have a sales team, you have a recruiting team. If you're in healthcare, you have credentialers. If you are in, so you've got a full team, account managers, sourcers, lead generation. If you've got a full team and you're managing as an owner, their schedule is mainly, of course you would say that, your schedule is mainly going to be about managing your team, keeping them, trained and organized, making sure all the parts of the business is structured properly, and keeping up with your performance metrics, right? So you'll spend I typically spend Fridays on working on the business, not in the business, but on the business. Different things. I'm talking to different vendors, making sure our lead magnets are set up, talking to the marketing people, you want to make sure you have your daily calls every day. And I like to do a little bit of training on all of my morning meeting calls because your team is going to have questions daily. And depending on how you have your business structured will define how many morning meetings you have based on the different types of teams. Also, you should be meeting with your teams on a daily and weekly basis to make sure that you're guiding them with performance, right? Because performance isn't like a once a week or once a month thing. That activity has to happen every day. So if you see that somebody on your staff is underperforming or not performing on pace with their peers, instead of allowing them to fail right off the break, your job is to go in and to get up close and personal with them, get on the call with them, walk them through, have them, record their calls. We do something in the academy where we have your staff come in and they can record their calls, and then we'll come in and do the call review. We'll review the call and make sure that they're doing a great job on the call, help them in areas that they need assistance with. Your job is to help them get better. They should have training 2 days a week minimum, in addition to whatever you're doing on that morning call with them. Your job is to help them to perform properly so that you can increase the output of your business, the output being financially as well as performance-wise. I hope that made sense. Also, your job as the owner, if you have a full staff, help close those extra deals. Make sure those deals are closed and they're solid. That's very important. Help make sure that you're supporting your credentialer. As an owner, your job is to support them, support your staff to ensure that they're generating at the level that they need to generate. Hello. All right. That is your job. So you have to create your experiences around that. Yes, you should also be attending networking events. Yes, you should also be attending events that have already been created for your industry and recruiting, as well as the specific niche market that you're recruiting in. And yes, you should be creating strategies and implementing them, or having your team implement them on your behalf. So that is kind of what you're responsible for doing. You have to define what that schedule is going to be if you have a team and you're managing it. But those are the aspects of the work that you should be doing. If you are a staffingpreneur and you are, let's say, running the business on your own, meaning you're the owner, you might even be working a full-time job. Hello, some of y'all out there, while you're trying to get your business off the ground. While you're doing that, you are selling, you're doing lead generation, you're doing sourcing, you're doing recruiting, you're doing account management. If you're healthcare, you're doing credentialing, you're taking out the trash, you're answering the phone, you're like doing everything, right? That is a normal circumstance. And I'm going to tell you, people have done it before you. They're going to do it after you. So just know you can 100% do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. So the key to that and structuring your day is to automate as much as possible, so that you're only doing certain things manually, the things that you have to do every day in order to generate activity in the business, which are your daily activities, which if you're in my class, those are the activity buttons that are listed within your applicant tracking system. Making your phone calls, sending your emails, all of those things. That's outbound lead generation. That's activity that generates things. But you can automate so many areas of your business using Zapier, using email automation, doing many different things. It just depends on what your strategies are, because you want to set up automations that tie into your strategies that will allow you to get leads automatically. If you don't have a sales team that's out there doing this. And even if you do have a sales team that's out there pushing cold calls are 10 times harder than warm calls. Hello? How many people would rather have a warm call than a cold call? Put a 1 in the box if you rather a warm call than a cold call. Almost everybody on this call. I already know the answer. So you've got to be able to do things ahead of time before you launch the business that will create an opportunity for you to generate warm leads. And most of you don't want to do that because it takes time and you're rushing, or it takes time and it costs money, or whatever the case may be. But the reality is, and that's why I teach that in my program. Y'all hear me talk about lead magnets. Y'all hear me talking about building your digital assets, right? You all hear me talking about opt-in pages and landing pages. Y'all are going to hear me talk about even more things now coming up, the things that are happening that will help you automate the business even more. But those automations should take place if you're running the business on your own. So then lead generation is automatically happening. You don't have to hire somebody for that. The inbound lead generation is happening on its own. And then the outbound lead generation is done by you with a simple click of a button. You click that button, it's going to generate automation on the back end. And then that stuff is now happening on the back end. So now you don't need that extra person there, right? You might need a VA to help you with some administrative stuff. But as a staffingpreneur, what we do at Staffingpreneurs Academy is all about helping you to set up your business in a way as a small business owner. We are small staffingpreneurs. So you do got to have some cash if you want to automate things, or you're going to do things manually and you're going to do them the hard way. So let's talk a little bit more really quickly about that schedule, because I wanted to get that out first. Automation is everything. If you have things automated, then you'll be able to create your schedule a lot better, okay? Mondays, no sales and business development. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all sales, business development, or I wouldn't say all, but a lot more aggressively. Sunday afternoons to evening, sales and business development. I said Sunday. Mondays, great day to source, right? Recruiting and scheduling, recruiting and interviewing, and credentialing. Credentialing is going to happen 5 to 7 days a week. It takes about 7 days to credential somebody on the healthcare side. So that's going to happen every day. Different things like that. But what I do, I set my clients up. I say, okay, this is Calendly. Let's say, what days are you going to focus on doing only phone interviews? What days are you going to focus on doing your 30-minute interviews? And what days are you going to focus on, in times are you going to focus on your 1-hour interviews? That's if you have a 3-touch interview process. Some of you only have a 1-touch interview process. Some of you have a 4-touch interview process. It totally depends on what your interview process is, your touch points, okay? Then you're going to decide the same thing for your sales calls. What days are you going to take your sales meetings that are in person? What days and times are you going to do your sales meetings that are online via Zoom? What days and times are you going to go out and go door to door and knock on doors and get in people's faces and let them feel your energy? What days are you going to go out and attend networking events? You've got to schedule your days in blocks and times. When are you going to source? How are you going to source? Like all of these different things, you've got to figure out based on your schedule and the amount of hours that you're able to put into the business. You've got to figure out how you want to block those times out and what days. I just can tell you, Mondays and Fridays and Saturdays, you don't want to do sales and business development. Lyric, can you go downstairs and let Jasmine up? She's stuck at the elevator downstairs. There's no key down there, and I think the key is hanging up on the key stand. Okay. So that's very important. Very, very important. The time management in your business is important. And so in the academy, we have all types of resources. Okay. I'm just bragging about what we got going on in our space, but we've got a time management sheet. I actually teach a time management segment that shows you how to map your time out. So all of those things are available to you in Staffingpreneurs Academy to really help you get a handle on your time management. That's one of the most important parts of the business. One more thing I'm going to share with you that's very, very, very imperative. You must live by your calendar. You have to live by your calendar. I'm not talking about your Calendly. I'm talking about your calendar. In my business, we use Google Calendar, but you have to live by your calendar. You have to block time out for your calendar. When you're going to be out of the office, make sure it's off of your calendar. When you're going to be in the office and you're taking calls, make sure your calendar is open during that time. If you know you're going to get your hair done, that needs to be on your calendar. If you know that you get your pedicure done, that needs to be on your calendar. Getting to the barbershop, y'all, my grays are showing. Don't let nobody see them. That should be on your calendar. I talk about this. I had a client once back in the day. He even put his masturbation on the calendar. Listen, you got to put it on your calendar. You've got to live by your calendar. Okay, my last date before last, we had to schedule that mofo, right? Because my calendar is so crazy. You have to live by your calendar. Look at my purse and see if the keys are in there. You've got to live by your calendar. So that calendar is very important. Yes, you heard me say right. His masturbation, he could not get it. He needed it. It needed to be on his calendar. He was effing off and we had to put it on the calendar, okay? Like, let's schedule time for that. It has to be on your, if it ain't on your calendar, it ain't even happening. When people say, D, you didn't call me, I'm like, is it on my calendar? Because if it wasn't there, that's the first thing I look at. Erica, I am not even playing. It's not even a game. It was the most interesting moment as a coach. I'm talking to Erica on Instagram, y'all. As a coach, that thing, but I felt honored at the same time. Like, at least he trusted me enough to say, look, this is my vice, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I need your help. And I said, okay, let's figure this thing out, right? That's the realest thing somebody can say to you. Like, that's real. And I appreciate people being real, and I appreciate people feeling comfortable enough with me and knowing that they can be authentic with me, and I'm a safe space. I'm a safe space for them. So, but that goes to my point. And after we put it on his calendar, the world was great then. You know what I'm saying? Because that time was set aside. I'll tell you one more thing about the calendar. When my daughter was 10, 11, she was like, I don't even get to see you. I don't even know where you are. All you do is work. And so I said, okay, I'm going to change my schedule. And from the time she got home from school till 6 p.m., my calendar was closed. We watched anime, which is my favorite thing to do. We listened to music and danced. We went over homework. We shopped. We cooked. We did everything from 2:40 to 6. After that, girl, leave me alone. I'm back in my work mode. Before then, girl, leave me alone. I'm working. This is your time. So you have a calendar as an owner. You control your calendar. You just have to make your calendar your priority. When you wake up in the morning, that calendar needs to be up so you'll know where you need to. Like, I know what time I can wake up. Well, I can work out. Tuesdays, I don't work out. I'm slammed from 4 a.m. to midnight. Mondays, I try, but I'm typically slammed from 5 till midnight. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, oh, I'm good. I'm going hard. I'm at the treadmill. I'm getting it in. You know what I'm saying? But that's my schedule. So you all have to know your schedule. And speaking of which, y'all need to be on that treadmill too. Make sure you all are taking care of your bodies as well. Y'all, they're talking about the transformation on LinkedIn. It's because I was chunky a couple of years ago. I was depressed. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was over here eating like crazy, stressing out about the business and everything. And, the reality is that when you start to understand that the universe has your back every step of the way, and you just sit back and you chill and you relax, honey, the world opens up. And then, yes, you get this beautiful D. Williams transformation in addition to some other things with some little help here and there, right? But it's very, very true. And Jessica said it, fitness changes the minds, and not only that, when you get fit, you start to look better, you start to feel better, and you start to act differently. Like your energy projects differently and people start to engage with you differently and different types of doors open up. So I want y'all to just be really serious about making sure you add that fitness into your schedule and try to eat right and not drink as many lemon drops as I do. That part. Okay. Yes, a payroll system. That's going to depend on the size of the staffing business. So the question was, is there a payroll system that you recommend? So a lot of people do QuickBooks. Some people do Gusto. Some people are working with payroll funding companies that are actually doing the payroll processing for them. That's just going to be totally up to you. It's not one that I necessarily recommend today. But my new ATS that's coming out that we're going to be supporting for the staffingpreneurs. And I just got to tell y'all really quickly about this. And I can't really talk about it too much until it comes out. And when it does get here next year, one of the things I'm really excited about is that it's going to be compatible for people who are blind. Okay, I have a staffingpreneur that's brand new. She might be on this call. I'm not sure. Her and her mom. She is blind, and she has people on her staff working in her staffing agency that's blind as well. And one of the challenges that they have is that the technology today is being built. It's not there to support people who are blind. And the new company that we're partnering with is going to support them 1,000,000%. I'm really, really, really honored and excited to be a part of this endeavor. And I just totally am very, very, very honored and grateful. So I just wanted to throw that out there at you. This is I feel overwhelmed. Too much joy, honestly, y'all. It's overwhelmingly is a happy thing. So I'm really excited about what's coming up. So right now, your job is to find a payroll system that will support you based on the level of your business. And I think QuickBooks is the easiest one, or Gusto, but they all have their own issues. So you got to work through that. Thanks, Erica. I appreciate you. You got to work through that. Qualify says, hey, children, you want a haircut? You need something, send a calendar invite. This practice has kept left. It really does. You better tell him to send a calendar. My oldest son, I don't know if he's watching this live, but I'm sure he probably I should probably get a calendar invite, because he calls me all the time and I'm crazy busy. And he's like, you gonna have time for your son today? You know, I'm like feeling all bad. So there you go. That's important. Hey, Millie, my Millie in the house. Mwah. My Millie in the house. Okay, we've got 2 minutes. So while we got 2 minutes, 2 things I want to do really quickly. I want you to go to recruitmentstore.com. So first of all, really, really quickly, don't hang up, don't leave. You got to go to recruitmentstore.com. I'm going to tell you why. One, we are having our annual holiday sale, and y'all know y'all want to get y'all stuff on sale. All of your digital products for your niche recruitment and staffing business, please go to recruitmentstore.com. Also, when you get there, please click the shop merch button, because we've got staffingpreneur everything. Shirts and tees and sweatshirts and mugs and cups. And if you're looking online, y'all on Instagram, we're looking online, and let me show y'all so y'all can be a part of it. Y'all see that right there? We're looking at all the merch. Look at that, those duffel bags. You see that? I know you see that, Erica. Look at those books, the nice little aprons, the fanny packs. So I definitely want you to get your merch. You will absolutely not regret it. It's the most comfortable merch on the planet. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to say. Second thing that I want to say, go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. We're getting a brand new website. I'm so excited. I've been working day and night trying to get all the things together for you all the new freebies we have. But right now, if you go and look on the right-hand side, this pop-up is here and available for you. All you got to do is click on, I'm looking to start a staffing business, or I need help with my existing staffing business. And let me just, we put more up, Erica. We ain't even playing. And I want you to go there and talk to an enrollment specialist so that we can get you going with your staffingpreneur program. We want to make sure that you are literally putting your staffing business up the right way, running it the right way, doing everything the right way. We want you compliant. We want to help keep this industry alive. Hello, right? And it's just very important. Katrina said, I'm glad you mentioned working out and eating. It's important. It's very important for you, for your kids. A lot of you all are running these businesses and starting these businesses, and your babies are watching you. They're paying very close attention to you. So how you engage in your business, how you handle it. Every time something goes wrong, oh God, they're watching you. They're seeing how strong and how weak you are. Just keeping it real, right? Just keeping it real. So how you're managing yourself and your business, your kids are watching. I want you to stay on top of those things. Your peers are watching, okay? I'm watching, and y'all need to be watching me too. Hello, how about that part? Thanks, Fernaldo. You know, that's very important. So I just want to let y'all know that we are here to support you when you are part of Staffingpreneurs Academy. And I want you all to get involved. I want you to stay fired up in your business. Positive energy creates positive results. Negative energy creates negative results. You can get the best out of everything in your business. Get your coach, love on your coach, be nice to your coach. That'd be me. And I want y'all to do amazing. Listen, for my class, y'all were super quiet today. I think y'all just caught up on all my energy, right? But this is real talk. I want to make sure that every day this week you have done something different than you did last week. Okay, when you come to class next Tuesday, and we won't be live next Tuesday, I want your questions there. I want to know that you've moved further along in your business from last Tuesday to this Tuesday. That's very important. All right, say positive things to yourself. Speak greatness into your business. Speak greatness into your life. Breathe life into your business. I love y'all, Staffingpreneurs. Y'all have an amazing day. All right. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay fired up. I love y'all. Bye.